Now I want you to take a moment to think about a juicy, delicious steak. Maybe you're picturing a perfectly grilled medium rare ribeye or a mouth-watering burger. Maybe you can almost taste the smoky flavor. Well, what if I told you that the red meat industry has been feeding you more than just beef? It's feeding you a carefully crafted narrative, one designed to keep you in the dark about the real risks. The truth about red meat isn't what they advertise. And by the time you finish watching this, you might never look at your steak the same way again. The red meat deception. For decades, red meat has been portrayed as the ultimate fuel for the human body, packed with protein, loaded with iron, and essential for building muscle. Advertisements show strong, athletic men throwing slabs of steak on the grill, reinforcing the idea that eating meat makes you powerful. But behind the perfectly staged images and sizzling commercials lies a much darker reality. The red meat industry isn't just about selling beef. It's about selling an idea, an identity, a dependency. They have infiltrated nutritional guidelines, lobbying governments and funding studies to keep their product in demand. Did you know that some of the largest studies promoting meat consumption are actually funded by the meat industry itself? That's not science, that's marketing. The science they don't want you to read. Let's talk about the science big food hopes you never look up. The World Health Organization has classified processed red meat that includes your bacon, hot dogs, and deli meats as a Group 1 carcinogen, meaning there is strong scientific evidence that it causes cancer. It's in the same category as cigarettes and asbestos. And here's the kicker. Even unprocessed red meat, like steak and burgers, is listed as a probable carcinogen. Why? Because red meat contains heme iron, which, when broken down in your gut, creates toxic compounds like nitrosochemicals and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, PAHs, both of which have been linked to colon cancer. But it doesn't stop there. The high levels of saturated fat and cholesterol in red meat contribute to heart disease, the leading cause of death in the world. And it's not just about fat. When you eat red meat, your gut bacteria convert it into a compound called trimethylamine oxide. Studies show that trimethylamine oxide increases the risk of heart attacks, strokes, and even cognitive decline. And let's not forget inflammation. Red meat is loaded with advanced glycation end products, compounds that accelerate aging, trigger chronic inflammation, and contribute to diseases like diabetes and Alzheimer's. If red meat is so dangerous, why are we warned about it? Because the industry relies on your ignorance to keep making billions. The antibiotic and hormone cover-up. It's bad enough that red meat itself is harmful. But what about the drugs and chemicals added to it before it even reaches your plate? Over 80% of antibiotics sold in the US aren't given to humans. They're given to livestock, not to treat disease, but to make animals grow faster and prevent them from dying in overcrowded, filthy conditions. The result? The rise of antibiotic-resistant bacteria, superbugs that are becoming harder and harder to treat. You may think you're just eating steak, but you're also consuming traces of antibiotics, which can weaken your immune system over time. And then there's the hormones. Cattle are routinely injected with synthetic hormones like estradiol, progesterone, and testosterone to bulk them up unnaturally fast. Some of these hormones are known endocrine disruptors, meaning they interfere with human hormones, leading to weight gain, reproductive issues, and even an increased risk of cancer. Europe banned used beef because of these hormone concerns. But in America, it's still business as usual. Why? Because the industry has too much power, too much money, and too much influence over government regulations. The psychological manipulation of the meat industry. Red meat isn't just food, it's a psychological weapon. The industry has spent billions tying red meat to masculinity, strength, and even patriotism. Think about it. Who do they use in their ads? Muscular men grilling steaks, athletes eating burgers, soldiers being fed slabs of beef. They make you believe that if you don't eat red meat, you're weak, less of a man, not part of the tribe. But here's what they don't show you: the science-backed reality. The longest living populations in the world, like those in Okinawa, Japan, or the Mediterranean, eat little to no red meat. Instead, they focus on plant-based proteins, fish, and nutrient-dense whole foods. Strength isn't in the steak. It's in the smart choices you make every day. If this video helped you see through the red meat deception, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who needs to hear the truth. Now it's time to make a change. Your health, your life, your strength, it's all in your hands. Don't be fooled by the sizzle. Choose wisely. Your body will thank you. Stay healthy, stay aware, and stay tuned for more eye-opening videos. See you next time.